Now, when the $5 billion was lent in the beginning, I mentioned to you earlier when I was in the backbench agreeing to it, the government that agreed to that, that $5 billion attracted interest because it's money being made available, and those companies are companies designed to make a profit somewhere along the line, and the expectation was that in 3 years' time all would be well with them, and the taxpayer lent you $5 billion, and an interest would apply. However, something strange happened. When the $11 billion was added to that financial support, the Minister of Finance at that time entered into an agreement that that 11 billion, well, not even 11, all except the first 5 billion, would attract no interest. And let me point out to you what that means. Let me point out to you, the taxpayer, what that means. It means that those who receive that money, attracting no interest, have no incentive to pay you back. Because the longer they take to pay it, the better off they are. And if eventually they pay you in year 0 or year 2000, you get paid in further devalued dollars, because over time money has less and less value. And if it's attracting no interest, it means that they have an interest in not paying you. Whereas if it was attracting interest, they will be owing more money the longer they take to pay. And they would have an incentive to repay. But you, the taxpayer, provided 23 billion minus 7, all of that without interest. But that money didn't just come from money you had in a pot. When that money was being made available, the government of Trinidad and Tobago was carrying debt. We always had public debt, money we borrow. The government of Trinidad and Tobago was borrowing money to conduct your business. Every single cent that we have borrowed and every single piece of debt that we were carrying, you, the taxpayer, were paying interest on it. Some of that interest is as high as 9%, some 4%, some 6%, depending on where the money came from and how long you had it and so on. So what is the scenario that we faced last week and the week before? Here it is. You, the taxpayer, borrowing money. That money is in the public sector, in the treasury. You then make that money available to a private company for private shareholders without interest, and you, the taxpayer, paying interest. What is 4% interest on 15 billion? What is 5% or 2% interest on 15 billion that you will never get? But you are paying that wherever you borrowed money to make it available to that. And I tell you this, so that a lot of the conversations that took place here in the last week, especially the last weekend, would be put in its correct perspective, that all that has happened here is that the taxpayer has made taxpayer money available to bail out a private company, and the private company took action to which the government had to react.